Well, I think his legacy will be as one of the forefathers of the gaming world, and took it
name's Ocelot. Big boss. You know who I am. A certain man gave me a job to do. Two, actually. First was to get you out of that hospital. The second was to rescue the man himself. You remember? Your partner 9 years ago, Kazuhira Miller. 9 years back, your private army came under attack by Cypher. You were considered dead. Until today, that is, when Cypher found you. And it's not just them. The whole world wants you dead. You'll have to join up with Miller. Build that private army of yours one more time. It's your only chance. First, we need to save Miller. He's in Afghanistan.
Afghanistan.
What, you can't keep up with world affairs in a coma? 4 years ago, the Soviets invaded Afghanistan. The Muslims are fighting back with Western support. Miller was training Mujahideen rebels when he was captured by the Soviets. The Reds' 40th Army. Troop strength somewhere around 100,000. The squad holding Miller set off near the Pakistan border yesterday. Now, in 3 days, they'll reach the Soviet garrison. They'll be interrogated for a few more days, and it's off to a lager. Or left to rot in a ditch on Afghan soil. I give him 2 weeks. The job didn't mean anything to Miller. He only took it on to keep you safe. Well, there's our ride. It's a whaling ship. Had a pretty good deal on her once the IWC started raising a stink. Now, 7 days to Port Qasim, another 3 overland. So we won't have much time once we're there. Don't take too long getting used to your new self. Hang on. Ha! The area ahead is under total Soviet control. Miller's been captive for 10 days. Not much time left.
Weather will clear shortly.
Storm's passing. Getting used to it? After 9 years on ice, solo infiltration of the Soviet main ground forces. Should be the perfect warm-up. Kazuhira Miller is being held in Dawandehar to the north. Check its location now. Take out your iDroid. You see Wandy on the map? That's where they're keeping Miller. Only problem is, we don't know his exact location. Finding it is your first priority.
Marker placed. Marker removed.
Go ahead and close the iDroid.
Marker placed.
Out your binoculars, or should I say, your int scope. See the village? Straight ahead. To the right. A little to the left. All right, that's the village. If you see something through the binoculars and you need more information, just give me a call. I'll tell you anything I can about it. That's Violo Village, the Violo Calais. The villagers fled the war and evacuated a while back. Since then, it's become a base for the Soviets' 40th Army. A few days ago, Miller was taken through there, en route towards Dawandehar. You may be able to pick up the trail there. It's worth a shot. Put a marker on it so you don't lose track of where it is.
Marker
Good.
placed.
Now you won't have to worry about getting lost along the way. You can't have much left in him. I give him 3 days, tops. If we fail, and he dies, we lose our chance of revenge. But we need more intel. If you just go charging into Dawandehar, you'll be putting both your lives at risk. See what you can find out first. The Soviets have other outposts, not just the one you saw. Afghanistan is a big place. I expect you'll become quite familiar with those binoculars as you plan your next move. How and where you make it, well, that's up to you. From here on out, you're on your own. You're a legend in the eyes of those who live on the battlefield. That's why you have to handle this mission yourself. Put those 9 years behind you, and return as Big Boss. That's how Koss would want it. I'll be sending additional intel by radio. Stay sharp. Not one of Miller's bodyguards survived. And they were good. All we found on the scene were their corpses and knees. He'll be missing them. And you're his only hope of getting them back. Let the legend come back to life.
Almost at the enemy outpost, Rio Village. The village is crawling with enemy soldiers. Don't just go waltzing in. Start with some recon. Is there anywhere that overlooks the village? A parabolic antenna. There could be intel files of some kind in there. A parabolic antenna. The Soviets must have added that themselves. Meaning there's communications equipment inside. That's marking. Focus on a thread and it'll be marked automatically. You can mark enemies and vehicles by zooming in with your binoculars or camera. Once they're marked, you'll also see their positions on the map. Mortar shells travel in a curved trajectory, meaning they hit from up above you. Not a civilian in sight. The Soviets have taken complete control of the place. A Soviet soldier of the 40th Army. No DRA forces around. The Soviets must want to keep that area under direct control. It's up to you whether to slip by enemies or take them down. Just remember that any situation can change fast. Familiarize yourself with your weapons and items while you can. You need to be able to switch between them quickly to meet any threat.
Эй, ты слыхал? Сбили крокодил, который летел из Баграма.
Шутишь? Партизанское ерундовое оружие пробило его броню.
Нет, говорят, у них откуда-то взялся переносной ракетный комплекс.
Ракетный комплекс? Душманов?
Да, и тепловые ловушки ему не помешали.
Откуда у них такая штуковина?
Ну, мы пока что только слышали об этом комплексе. Никому из наших еще не довелось его пощупать.
Оружие призрак.
Ты попробуй взять в плен душмана с этой установкой. Тебе за это красное знамя дадут.
Хватит сочинять, товарищ. Пока.
Увидимся.
Don't leave bodies out in the open. Find some place to drop them out of sight. There should be a command post somewhere. See any buildings with tighter security? If there are clues to Miller's whereabouts, I'll bet you can find them in there. Processed. They should come in handy sooner or later. Why not start gathering them?
Sun will set.
Sun's down already. It goes without saying that darkness is good for infiltration. But your vision will be affected just the same. Keep your guard up, or who knows when you'll bump into an enemy.
You have arrived at your destination.
Is that? So you picked up an intel file.
Extraction.
Now we know where Miller is.
Base.
I'm marking it on your iDroid.
The map has been updated.
Что, в этом году?
Нет, мы написали лет 30 назад.
А о чем она?
Не смог прочитать его на английском. Вот речь идет об утопии, когда весь мир стал...
Planning to walk the whole wilderness on foot? Use your horse.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
Yeah.
Anytime you need advice, just give me a call. Hiding on horseback allows you to stay out of sight even while on the move. It's effective for avoiding enemy guard posts and long-range reconnaissance patrols. Sight, sound, keep all your enemy senses in mind. When you're near an enemy, stay low and move slowly. If you stand up and run around, you'll make it easier for them to spot you. You can use your prosthetic arm to make a knocking sound anywhere and lure the enemy. You can also select empty magazines to throw from among your support weapons. Press up against obstacles like walls to hide from the enemy and protect yourselves from attack. This is taking cover. Whenever the enemy is nearby, your first thought should be to take cover. Sticking to cover lets you get a bead on the enemy from a safe position. Know where you're gonna shoot before you stick your head out. You've reached one day. They've got Miller locked up in that town. Check your iDroid for his location. I hope to hell he's all right. He's not your average client. That's the building, boss. That's where they're holding Miller.
Marker removed.
Not a civilian in sight. The Soviets have taken complete control of the place. When targeting an enemy from a distance, keep the effective range of your weapon in mind. If the weapon's reticle is white, that means you're outside its effective range. If you decide to fire anyway, take into account how gravity will make the bullet drop. Until you get a feel for that, you might want to approach the enemy until the reticle turns red, and then fire.
недавнем рейсе?
Да, на Россию. Во внутрь.
Пришла открытка от друга.
Что?
Прилетелся в рейс.
Что? Ведь...
Он отправил ее сюда вылететь. Я только пришла.
Точно. Что катастрофа? По крайней мере,
Может быть. Даже что дела не нашли. Самолет загорелся в воздухе. Приезжай. Пока.
We know where the target is. Head for one day. That's a type of medicinal plant. Bring it back to base. It's sure to be useful sometime.
смотри. Как ты? Ты в порядке? Ты в порядке? Огонь! Нужен подопляющий огонь! Огонь на подавление! Нет, стой! Прошу поддержку!
Your suppressor is no longer effective. Bear in mind your weapon will be loud from now on.
Дайте защитный огонь!
I'm here to get you out.
Snake.
They do something to your eyes?
No, it's just bright as all. Took you so long?
We'll talk, but not here.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
You've secured the target. I'll send the chopper to get you out. Make your way to the RV. You can check the location on your iDroid.
Mission info has been updated.
You look well.